Hey everyone, welcome to another episode, another installment of Color Mixing with Chris. I'm Chris Arpin and we are here at Createx Colors and we are going to talk about a color called Pagan Gold. And we have gotten quite a few tech emails, questions, people call in or write into us and ask us how to mix Pagan Gold. So we are going to address that, and actually something that we spent a little bit of time playing around with, trying to get the ratios dialed in and see what we liked. And it's actually kind of a mixture. If you're familiar with this color, it's a little bit lighter than our tequila yellow and a little bit darker than our lemon yellow. So you guessed it, we're going to mix these two together to get that Pagan Gold color. So after a little bit of playing around, I started with a 1-to-1 ratio, and it was still a little dark because the tequila yellow is a little more concentrated. It's a little darker, richer than the lemon. If you guys know the lemon yellow, it is a very light candy color, so it's very weak in terms of strength. So it ended up being a 3-to-1 mix for that optimum color that we felt was really close to that, and that was 3 parts lemon yellow and 1 part tequila yellow. So we're going to get set up, and actually I'm going to show you guys how to mix that. I'm going to mix it right here at the table, and we have our 4 substrates. If you guys have watched these other videos you're familiar with, we have our metallic white coarse that we're going to use as a base. We're going to use our metallic gold. We're going to use our silver sealer and our charcoal metallic, our wicked charcoal metallic. So those are going to be the 4 colors that we put this combo over. And again, you'll see the different values you can achieve in terms of what your ground coat, what that base coat color is. And we'll also talk about the tint strength and mixing these. So stick around and we'll be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back. We are just about to get ready to start mixing some candy, and I want to take this opportunity. These are samples that I actually sprayed out prior to this to try to get the ratio I talked about figuring out for the concentration of the 2 candies to really get that color close. These are all over silver sealer, so basically my standard was a silver ground coat. So these are all the same ground coat, which is this guy over here, our 6013 silver sealer. And this first one you can see is a little bit darker than these other 2. These are real similar, but this one is substantially darker. So this first one here we'll start with, this is a 2-to-1 mixture of our lemon yellow. So 2 parts lemon yellow to 1 part tequila yellow. And it looked good, but it was a little dark. It was a little richer, and it's really closer to tequila yellow by itself. So I stepped that up to a 3-to-1 mix. So I went 3 parts, that's this guy right here, 3 parts lemon yellow to 1 part tequila. And again, like I said, the tequila yellow is a little more concentrated. It's a little richer kind of a candy, where the lemon yellow is very weak. And this last one is a 4-to-1 mix. So that's 4 parts lemon yellow to 1 part tequila yellow. And these 2 are really close. So depending upon how many coats you wanted to put, these are real close. So what we're going to do is, I think I'm happiest with that 3-to-1, only because I didn't see much of a difference going 4-to-1. So the 3-to-1 is kind of what we're going to do today and where we're going to be and how I'm going to spray it. So all of these are 4 coats over that silver as well. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to get this out of the way so you guys can see what we're mixing. And we're going to start mixing our candy. So we're going to start with the lemon yellow, because that's the first part of that 3-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to go find my 3-to-1 on my mixing cup. It's going to make it real simple. And I'm going to go, we're going to do a lot of spraying, so I'm going to mix quite a bit, especially at 4 coats. So I'm going to go all the way to that top line on that 3-to-1. And then we're going to go to the next line on my 1 part. So this is tequila yellow 1 part. So this is a 3-to-1 mix, and that's it right there. So I'm going to mix this really good, and then we're going to add our 40-50. All right, guys, we are back, and I'm ready to start mixing my 40-50. I got my other mixing cup, and I got the 40-50 right here, and we are going to go at a ratio of 6-to-1. If you guys have watched any of the other videos that we have, anytime I'm spraying candy, 6-to-1 is kind of my go-to in terms of the concentration. So that's 6 parts 40-50 to 1 part candy mix. So I'm going to go right up to my first line over here at 6. And if you guys aren't familiar with this type of mixing cup, it's going to make your life super easy. These are from a company called Easy Mix, and they're great. every ratio from 1:1 all the way up to 8:1, and then there's parts and everything. So it's very easy to figure all this out. So super easy. I am going to strain my candy before I pour it in here. Now I use, if you guys have, again, have watched the other videos, I have the PPS system. We use the PPS 2.0 system from 3M. Love that system. It has the strainer built into the lid itself on the cup. But those are 200 microns. So we're spraying candy. This is very, very thin, extremely fine. So anytime I'm mixing my candies, these are Gerson. These are 125 micron. They don't have to be Gerson, but these are really, really fine. I don't know if you can see the tightness of that mesh, but it is very, very tight in terms of the screen. So these are 125 micron. That's what I recommend for the candy. So if I pour my 40-50 through here, it's going to have a hard time moving through this strainer. So I'm going to actually, as I add my candy, I'm just going to pour it right through here. It's a lot easier. And this is just kind of that last protection just before you start spraying. And I'm still going to use the strainer that's obviously in the cup, but it's not going to catch what the 125 is going to do. So that's 6:1 right there. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up extremely well, making sure that all of that white that you see on the side of that cup, all that white is gone. So you really got to kind of be methodical with the way you mix this. Now I'm spraying with a full-size gun here. I'm going to actually use my Supernova. That's kind of my go-to, and that's a 1.2 Supernova Evo. And because I did 6 parts candy to 1 part 40-50, and I'm using a full-size spray gun, I am not going to reduce this. If you see that flow off this stick, that is pretty much the sweet spot in terms of viscosity. So there's really no reason, if I was using something a little bit smaller, if I was doing something with an airbrush or a smaller tip size, maybe an LPH 80, I might add a splasher reducer. But because I'm using a full-size gun, even at the 1.2 on a full-size gun, you're really going to be fine with just this candy mixed in. There's really no need to go ahead and add reducer. So we are going to keep mixing this up. I'm going to grab my gun, and when we come back, we'll be ready to spray some candy. Hi guys, we are ready to spray colors in the cup. This was, if you guys remember on all those samples that I had, it was 4 coats. So we're doing 4 coats. Again, it's the 3:1 mix. That's what we're using for all these. So I'm going to go ahead and do coat number 1. Hey guys, we're in between coats, got a little bit of dry time, and we thought we'd take this opportunity to kind of show you guys exactly what it was that I was talking about. Now these are those 3 samples that I had when I was initially, these were kind of my test panels. We're always talking about doing test panels and trying to figure out what your color's gonna look like and what the concentration should be. So we kind of just wanted to show, these are all, again, these are over silver sealer. So this is a 6013 silver sealer, and this was my 2:1 ratio, so a very strong mix of tequila yellow and lemon candy. And now this is my 3:1 mixture. So it's a little bit lighter, certainly. And this is the one that we're spraying right now. And this is the one that I think, you know, looks and matches that color that we're trying to, that Pagan Gold color, pretty darn close. So this is a 4:1 mixture. So it's just a little less concentrated, a little more lemon yellow. And I really didn't see a massive difference in the final color. So that's kind of why I opted at the 3:1. Otherwise we start kind of washing out the color. So again, this is kind of showing the importance of doing a test panel and exactly what you're going to achieve with that. So we're going to get back inside and do coat number 2, and we'll see you guys when these are all finished. Hey guys, we're back from inside. Coat number 1 is nice and dry, so we're going to go ahead and do coat number 2. So in the interest of time, so you guys aren't watching me do 4 coats, I'm going to go ahead and do the second coat on all these, get the 3rd coat and the 4th coat done. We're going to let them dry up, and I'm going to put some clear on it so we can come back at the end there and kind of do a comparison and check it out and do a wrap up. So this is coat number 2. Hey guys, welcome back. We are about ready to put the finishing touches on this project. And while you guys were away, I finished the last couple coats of candy, and we put a little bit of 2K clear over the top of these, and now we can really check them out with the light and see what it is I was talking about. So if you remember at the very beginning, I talked about the actual process to come up with this Pagan Gold color. So again, I got these samples in front of me. The darkest, this was a 2-to-1. This is a 3-to-1 mix, and that was the 4-to-1 mix. These two are really close, but I opted for the 3-to-1. That was the closest that I saw, and I was matching that over a silver base coat. So this is over our 6013 silver sealer. And the 3-to-1, so 3 parts lemon yellow to 1 part tequila yellow. So this was the ticket. That was the color there. So we went ahead and did that particular mix, that mixture 3-to-1 over those 4 bases. So now that these guys are cleared, you can really see what they look like. So this is our metallic white, our coarse metallic white, 361 with 4 coats. You see here. Now, again, the metallic white, if you guys are familiar with spraying candies like this, metallic white's going to give you kind of the brightest value in terms of color. Moving on, we have the 350 metallic gold. So the metallic gold would be the true candy apple, and this is going to be a little bit warmer because of that gold. So a little bit warmer, not as cold as the white. And we got our 6013. This is the original that I basically mimicked right here. So this is exactly the same as that first one. This is over the 6013. And one thing to keep in mind, if you're going lighter with yellows, sometimes over silver, they kind of have a tendency to look a little bit green if you really don't have a heavy concentration. So just keep that in mind. It sometimes has a green tendency if you don't put enough in terms of coverage. And then our final coat here, or our final color, was our 359, our metallic charcoal. So big difference. This actually kind of has a little bit of a root beer look to it, you know, a little more brown, like almost a dirt track, but that's because of that charcoal metallic. So really, 4 different colors, 3 that are really the same, obviously the last really, really dark, but just kind of shows you, again, what you can achieve with just a ground coat as well. So for Color Mixing with Chris, I'm Chris Arpin, Createx Colors. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you guys next time.